in the green shirts and Derwent in the navy blue. This is a top of the table clash in the men's Premier League. Derwent are currently sitting first on the ladder and OHA are currently sitting second. Both of them had big, comprehensive, morale boosting wins last week, and so they are in tip-top form, tip-top shape, feeling good about themselves, and so today's match should be quite a contest. OHA, of course, have been on the improve so far this season, looking to challenge for the title once again. They've been one of the most successful teams of the last 2 decades, as Winch bustling through, attempting to get in the circle early for OHA. They've just got it around the circle at the moment with Smith. Fired into the circle. Why did that come off? It's come off a Derwent foot and it's penalty corner. An early penalty corner, an early sighter for the men in green. As we were saying, OHA have been on the improve and will feel like they're building towards a tilt at another flag. Derwent in a very similar position. They've started the year very, very well indeed to sit on top of the ladder. They've been very attacking, very aggressive. They've got a lot of things working in their favour at the moment. They'll be very happy where they sit. So, important match in the context of the season. It's round 8, so it's right in that middle section of the year. Injection from Bridley. Thomas with the flick, saved by McCausland onto the body of the OHA attacker. Umpires decide that it's a penalty corner instead, and I think Derwent probably have a bit of a claim against that. But it's a follow-up penalty corner. Good first flick from James Thomas. Fantastic low diving save to his right by Derwent goalkeeper Magnus McCausland. OHA will reset though and get another chance. Nested up on top of the circle. McCarthy gets it out to Popovsky, who goes deep down the line to James Clifford, but his attempted pass inboard is intercepted by Jake Morton, and Oliver Smith gets it out to Budgeon, and now OHA straight back attacking at the other end. Budgeon tried to get it to Sam McCambridge, but intercepting that pass was Josh Mardell. Really good glimpse at what both sides are bringing. Fast attacking play, looking for the free players up high and not afraid to throw long balls. Good ball from Broadby to Anchor out on left wing. He wants to move it early inside. Good work from Bowen to work his way in front of his player. Fires from a wide position, but he hasn't quite timed his swing. Doesn't end up putting OHA goalkeeper Henry Chambers under any sort of pressure. Fast start from both sides in the opening couple of minutes. Thomas goes overhead, looking for Mac Winch. He's tackled by his brother for the opposite side, Harry. It's a free hit to OHA though, and Nick Leslie gets it moving quickly to Winch. Winch on Winch once again. Mac just backing into the defenders and gives away the free hit. So it's 1-1 between the Winch brothers at the moment. Derwent having their first look, attacking up the right-hand side for today. Harrison Winch does attempt to go long, but it's cut off in the midfield by Smith. No free hit, and Derwent are allowed to attack. James Clifford has it deep on right wing now. Attempted to get it past Leslie, but instead over the baseline. So we're just a couple of minutes in, no score yet, but both sides have found themselves very high in advanced attacking positions at either end, and OHA have had a pair of penalty corners as well. And I think this is a sign of exactly what we can expect for the rest of the match too. Good work from Mardell to stop the run of Winch. Well protected by Bowen. It's immediately off and running. Under pressure from Bridley. Thomas does the clean-up work. And it's a free hit to Jake Morton, so at right half. Morton has enjoyed his return to the Premier League. Came back late last season and he's found himself an important part of that defensive group now. Playing well. Leslie looks for the circle entry. Winch was on that, intercepting. Derwent looking down the right-hand side again. Attempted overhead from Bowen. Just slow up just for a second along the centre line on the right-hand side. Mardell to Vickery. Interesting pairing that Derwent have in their central defence. Two players who have each won Association Best and Fairest Awards as midfielders. Ewan Vickery was the 2019 Association Best and Fairest for the Men's Premier League winner. I think it was 2019, and Josh Mardell was the 2020 winner. By a long way too. I think it might have even been a record margin of votes for Mardell. And both of them have found themselves slotting into defensive roles over the last few weeks. Relatively comfortable for Vickery to slot back there because he has played quite a fair bit of his hockey as a defender. Mardell has played a lot in the midfield recently, but he seems to be very comfortable in that central, almost free defender role. Sweeping along the back. Good work from Grundy to win that ball. It looks immediately inboard to the run of McCarthy. He's slowed up by Leslie, but he will get a free hit. Uses the run of Grundy down the left now. Grundy wants to take on Leslie. Stopped. Leslie finds McCambridge, and McCambridge with a burst of speed cutting through the inside. Looking for runners. That's a fantastic ball to the spot. Out comes McCausley and cleans it up before Kurt Budgeon could get on the end of it. And a clearing ball from Broadby down the left-hand side. Painter. Loose ball in the middle. Leslie has a battle on to regain control, and he's momentarily brought down. Thomas waits a moment for players to get in position. Ball does fall nicely, but McCarthy makes a good tackle. So we've settled here. Both sides happy to go forward when they can and defend when they need to. The momentum swinging back and forth every couple of seconds. There's no one really in control, although OHA probably breached the circle a few extra times. Derwent defence holds up. Looks for the run down the right, Popovsky. He's got a little bit of space to work in. Ambitious ball cross field for Broadby, just out of his reach. Leslie at right back, deep in the OHA defence, goes overhead looking for Painter, cutting it off his Webb, but it's a free hit on the sideline to OHA. Long overhead, cross field. Harry Winch cuts that out. Turner switches the play. Leslie now right back again. So happy to just hold on to it for a couple of seconds now, OHA. See if they can't draw out the Derwent defence and open up a bit of space for themselves. Keating back in the side for today. Looks long. McCambridge is on the end of it against Vickery. He's prevented from going any further. Anchor. Uses the left line. Broadby again. Even wider still. Grundy takes a tumble on the turf. Just needs to switch to the long stops. And Turner now bring it out. The long ball, and it's found its way to Vince, 2-goal hero from last week. 3 goals for the season so far for young Jaden Vince. He's hitting a nice little bit of form currently up on the forward line for OHA. It is Webb on the sideline. Starting to see the match just compact around midfield now. After a blistering start from both sides, attacking pretty ferociously. Starting to see some of the play getting stuck in the midfield, a little bit of back and forth. Good work from Ridley to track back. Do some extra defensive work. He's trying to get it clear. Does manage to get it long, and Vince has stolen that from Vickery, and he's immediately in attack. Excellent tackle from Josh Mardell though. Down low, flat stick. Covered every single option and just cleaned him out. Mardell's last few weeks have been exceptional in that defensive role for Derwent. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's racking up the umpires' votes once again this season. Potentially go back-to-back in the Association Best and Fairest Awards. Turner makes a good tackle and he's counter-attacking now. Goes inboard and Budgeon. He's got skill and speed, so he can create something here. Uses the run of Ridley. It's just over the sideline, so he'll get a chance to reload. In fact, he'll just leave it for Nick Leslie. Pushing right up the field now. Wants to take part in this attacking movement. Goes deep to the pocket now for Mac Winch. Pushes the 5, and now Oliver Smith on top of the circle. Lyndon McCarthy makes the first tackle, but it's a penalty corner. So the umpires have just confirmed between themselves. OHA will get another look at it. Could be a pivotal moment as we head towards the end of this first quarter. And in fact, it's got even worse for McCarthy because he's wanted to continue complaining about the umpire's decision. And he's found himself carded. He's been given a green card by umpire Ben Hine, I believe that is. And he'll spend 2 minutes in the naughty chair on the sideline. And Derwent will be down to 10 players. It looks like for the remainder of this quarter, that 2-minute penalty will probably play out. But just puts an extra bit of pressure on this Derwent defence. And now OHA lining up for their penalty corner. Perfect time to score. Thomas, drag flick, low. Bang! Hits the base, hits the backboard, beats the keeper, and James Thomas has, I want to say that's his first drag flick conversion for the season. He played in their opening match of the year and then missed the next month of hockey, and he's come back. He has scored a couple of penalty strokes. I've got a feeling that's the first drag flick conversion. Could be wrong though, but I think that's his first of the year, so he'll be happy to convert that, and OHA with the opening goal, and they'll be very happy with that start. Their third penalty corner. James Thomas sinks the drag flick. We've got a 1-0 lead, and now Derwent forced to just chase the game at the moment. Of course, this Derwent side more than happy to attack, and they've got some fantastic attacking options and goal scorers, especially this guy over the ball, Angus Bolton, who's currently leading the competition in goals. He's already hit 10 after 7 rounds. Chambers called on in the OHA net just to clear out the danger. Derwent will reset from the 23. Bowen goes back to Vickery, now Winch down the right hand side. He can't go any further. Now he wants to take on his brother directly. Harry versus Mac. Stalemate. Anchor. Deep with a lot of green sticks in front of him. He wants to go big. And it clatters into several of those green sticks. Flies over the baseline. There's a free hit just outside the circle in a very, very wide position for Derwent, so probably good bet that they'll go back. Mardell is on. Uses him. Mardell beats Budgeon, beats McCambridge, fires it in to the circle, and it hits James Thomas's foot. And this will be Derwent's first penalty corner. Just moments from the end of the first quarter too, and Lyndon McCarthy has his penalty time has expired, and he's found himself back on the field just before that penalty corner was awarded. So a full complement of Derwent players back on the field, and they can crowd the circle. You would think there's just too many seconds left on the clock for them to be comfortably pushing everyone up. Currently got Mardell and Vaughan Bowen sitting back deep to cover any counter-attack, and Keegan Popovsky just back beyond the 23, holding up that midfield position. So battery for Derwent, their first look at the penalty corner. There's 3 lining up at the top of the battery. You'd suspect it would be Winch to have a flick. It is. They actually looked for the run of Paul Anchor for the deflection on the spot, and Anchor instead has put it over the baseline. Umpire Aaron Kitchener there on the far side. He said it's come off the OHA player as the last action, and Derwent have a chance to go again, and the entry is good, and it's another penalty corner. Stuart Webb firing that one in. And now looks like Derwent are happy with the time that remains on the clock, because they'll all come up around the circle now, knowing that there's only seconds to go before the siren sounds for the end of the first quarter, and there's no danger of them conceding up the other end before the clock expires. So, penalty corner to end this first quarter. OHA currently leading 1-0, and their defence will be tested once again. It is Winch and Anchor at the top of one battery to flick and hit, and Angus Bolton at the top of another battery, so plenty of attacking options. Injection comes. It is Winch once again with a drag flick onto the body of the runner, Jake Morton. And Morton looks at the dark spot that's appeared on his knee, and he's just pointing, it's a little bit high. It's a little bit high, just trying to convince the umpires maybe that should have been his free hit rather than another penalty corner. It is Derwent's third penalty corner instead, though, and that evens the PC ratio between the two sides at the end of this first quarter. So let's see if Derwent can convert their third attempt. Winch once again, good save by Chambers. Called on again. Mardell on his reverse. Just getting over the top of that one. So it is quarter time. OHA do have the 1-0 lead, and they'll be happy with the way that has gone. It was James Thomas who scored the goal. It was James Thomas who scored the opening goal. Whistle sounds and we're underway the second quarter. Thomas out wide. Crossfield ball actually sits nicely for Bridley, who can attack down the left-hand side. Harry Winch makes a good tackle on him, and now Bolton attempts to counter-attack using Vaughan Bowen. Winch. Decide to go back and around. And now Broadby on the left, stolen off him from McCambridge. Good second touch from McCambridge too to Budgeon, and Budgeon slips it in, and McCambridge has just put it wide. Nice little team up between two potential starters on the forward line for the Tassie Tigers later on this year when Hockey 1 returns in October. McCambridge and Budgeon teaming up there. Could be a very dangerous pairing for OHA too if they get to play a few extra games together. McCambridge intercepts that overhead and straight back into attack. Now Vince does well, continues his run to the top of the circle. Had to be stopped by the fourth tackler, which was Broadby. After Vince has weaved his way through three other defenders. As I said, he's had a very good couple of weeks. Jaden Vince scored a couple of goals too, so he'll be up and about and very happy with how he's going. Derwent happy to slow things down a little bit. They've had a couple of free hits in the last couple of minutes where they've been more than happy not to move it quickly and take it round the back and transfer instead. So slight changing of tactics after the first quarter, you might think. That's a great ball from Anchor, and well done Vaughan Bowen as well, diving to try and get the cross back in. It was a good long run. Nice little 1-2 between the two senior experienced players in this side. Vaughan Bowen, of course, also a winner of the Association Best and Fairest Award back in 2017, I think. So Derwent have three recent winners of the Best and Fairest Premier League Men's Player Award out on the park right at the moment. There is one of them, Josh Mardell, wanting to turn defence into attack now. Goes on a little bit of a run. That's a good ball inside to McCarthy. McCarthy, not many options in front, so he decides to try and win the free hit, and instead he runs straight into James Thomas and turned it back over. Over touch from Budgeon, looking for the run of Leslie, but Leslie just a bit slow to cotton on. Didn't quite commit to his run. It doesn't come off. Budgeon is a new signing for this OHA side, coming across from Canterbury, where he's played the last couple of seasons, although he is a regular starter for the South Launceston Suns. So hello to any of our friends up in Launceston from the Suns who are watching on and watching Kurt Budgeon play. He does make the trip down when he can to play in the Premier League. So as I was saying, he has switched southern clubs to OHA, and I think this is maybe his fifth game, fourth or fifth game this season. So he's still getting used to the way OHA play and their patterns and passing, but he'll be a very deadly weapon if he gets a few more matches with them. Come finals time, if he is available to play some finals, he'll be an important piece of the OHA puzzle if they were to find themselves in a position to challenge for the title. At the moment, they're comfortable with their 1-0 lead. James Thomas has been good so far. That crossfield overhead, not great, but it does fall in favour of OHA, and the Cambridge moving it quickly, but Vickery, easy tackle for him. Anchor has a run on the outside. Again, that's Bowen, those two teaming up nicely. A couple of times now. Anchor playing that anchoring role in midfield instead of cluttering around the forward line at the moment. So interesting use of him. He also, like Budgeon, has switched clubs in the off-season. He was with University for a number of years. He has returned to Derwent, a club that he played his junior hockey and a lot of his senior hockey with. There's Anchor, fantastic goal scoring threat, highly experienced player, AHL winner back in 2014 with the Tassie Tigers. So Derwent will be more than happy to have him back in the side regularly. He's been a really good pickup for them. Intercepting is Broadby, heavy tackle on him. Will be a yellow card. So OHA will be down to 10 players for the next 5 minutes at least, and this is possibly an important opening for Derwent in this match. Oh! A good ball from Angus Bolton. Took a deflection off an OHA stick and just missed the attacker there who was ghosting in on the post. It would have been a very immediate leveler there. Vickery uses Grundy. He's wide, but he turns back onto his four-stick. Good tackle from Leslie. Now Turner tries to clear it as far as he can, but it's only as far as you and Vickery. Now Derwent back in control. Mardell has Harry Winch on the right. Got a little bit of space, so he picks his pass to the run of Bolton. Unsuccessful. And we see Leslie just telling his players, let's just slow it down for a minute. We're down to 10 players. There's no need to rush just yet. We've also got a 1-0 lead. So he's keen for the side just to be sensible, you would say, for the next several minutes. Mardell. Happy to take it very wide. Poposky with the mistrap. Budgeon immediately countering. Just forced to hold it up because he didn't have runners in position. OHA more than happy to take the free hit in the centre of the park. Thomas looks for the run of Budgeon. Not quite linking up. It's Broadbury over the top of it. Who will bring it out for Derwent. Now Mardell seeing a lot of the ball in that position. Bolton. Clever little backstick pass into McCarthy. McCarthy out to Coleraine. A little bit of a stumble, but he gets his pass into the circle eventually to the run of Bolton. Over the baseline. Derwent do look good when they've got that overlapping run. The little 1-2s that they're doing when they're streaming forward does look very impressive indeed. And you feel the way they're playing that it's only a moment of when for them to score. Now would be an excellent time, of course, because OHA still have a penalty applied to them. They are down to 10 players with a yellow card. Still got a few minutes of this penalty to survive as well, so Derwent can afford to press just a little bit extra in these next couple of minutes and take advantage of that numerical superiority out on the pitch. Try and find an equaliser before half time. Good ball into Bolton. Trying to turn his man. Does get a shot away, but intercepting it is Morton. Once more, opportunity inside the circle, and Derwent really haven't been particularly clean with the opportunities that they've created their shots. They haven't really had a really clean shot on target so far, you'd say. It's a little bit of an area of concern because they've got goal scorers all over the pitch. We know how good Angus Bolton can be, especially in that situation where he's only got a little bit of room to move, and on his reverse he can be deadly. So half-time discussion just might centre on getting better with their finishing inside the circle if they can't find an equaliser in the next few minutes. Battle on in the attacking left pocket for Derwent. They do win out with a free hit. The umpire has decided to change their original decision. Bowen. Centrally to Mardell. Got a chance to pick out a pass now. That's a good ball into Anchor. Didn't quite see what that hit on the way through, but I believe it was an OHA body. Paul Anchor has won a penalty corner for Derwent. This could be a very important moment in the match now. Derwent with another penalty corner. OHA have converted their opportunities from the attacking PC. Derwent's fourth, I believe, for the match now. Henry Curtis to inject. And again, they've got this triple strikers on top of the battery in Anchor, Bolton and Winch. Winch again with a drag flick. Again, Jake Morton runs it down, wears it on his shin pad, hobbles back to be part of the next penalty corner defence. Great running from Morton. More than happy to put his body on the line for his team. That is, of course, a hard-won reputation that he's got for himself over the last decade and a half, playing at the top level in Tasmanian club hockey. It's another penalty corner for Derwent though. This time it's Anchor with a direct hit, and again Jake Morton runs it down, and you can see him sucking in the big breaths, and he gets a pat on the bum from the Derwent players too, because they recognise the effort that he's putting in to run out and shut him down. So one more penalty corner they will load up once again, and once more Jake Morton will run out first, try and run it down. They have switched up tactics with Winch not having much success from the penalty drag flick. Anchor again lined up for a direct hit. They go one left to Winch, trying to get around the run of Morton, and I think the umpires will have a bit of discussion here because Jake Morton has gone straight through Paul Anker. Good variation from Derwent, smart variation, trying to get around the run of Jake Morton, who's been absolutely crucial so far in OHA, having 0 goals scored against them, but he's run straight through Paul Anker on that occasion. And I think a half decent shout. Well, actually, Morton's gone and slipped over and just taken Anker out, so I think a decent shout for a penalty. But instead, one more penalty corner. Can they be successful this time? It's Bolton instead, saved on the line by James Thomas. The ball did slip through for Henry Curtis, who tapped it over the sideline, but the umpire had already called another penalty corner. That's Aaron Kitchener there. And I think just gave a little bit of an apology to the Derwent players too for possibly blowing the whistle too early. But to be honest, in that situation, umpire absolutely correct in blowing the whistle when he did. Of course, he was not to know that the ball would fall so nicely. Once more. And once more it's run down. So an incredible sequence of penalty corners there for Derwent. They had 5, maybe even 6. I lost count. It was quite a few in a row. And they failed every single one of them. So that could just be quite telling for the way this match unfolds. OHA are back to their full 11 on the pitch as well, so they have survived an incredibly tough test, and I think Jake Morton would be owed a few cold beverages from his teammates after the match for his performance in those last couple of minutes. OHA do hold a 1-0 lead. Out they go to Morton on the right this time. Balls to Bridley. In comes Mardell. Has him covered. Just a cool breeze flying over the Tasmanian Hockey Centre at the moment too. Sun's just disappeared for the moment. It's a little bit overcast and very, very, very light spray of drizzle. Nothing that will affect the players, and you'd expect it to pass pretty soon as Budgeon attempts to attack along the left-hand baseline. Keating moving quickly. Smith loses possession of the ball, and now a battle between him and McCarthy, and Smith does get an important final touch just to knock it back to his friend and teammate Nick Leslie, and now OHA attacking down the right. Intercepted by Bowen. Straight into attack, and Bowen's past 1, past 2, uses the run of Anker as well. He's got Broadby down his left. He uses him, and now Broadby looking for the entry. Back to the top of the circle. Good ball from James Clifford, looking for the deflection from McCarthy, and unfortunately it's missed everyone and gone past the post. So the half-time siren sounds. It is 1-0 to OHA currently, but Derwent extended period of play there where they had several attempts on the OHA goal through their penalty corner attack, one after the other, and every single time heroic effort from Jake Morton to run down the majority of them. In today's match is Derwent versus OHA. The second half is now underway. OHA hold a narrow 1-0 lead. It's been a pretty attacking match so far with plenty of opportunities at either end. Still only 1 goal scored though, and that was James Thomas converting a drag flick in the first quarter from the penalty corner. Derwent are wearing pink socks today and raising awareness for breast cancer. They are running they're accepting donations. There is a link to where you can donate to the Derwent fundraiser. You can either go to the Premier League Hockey Facebook page and you'll find the links there, or go to the Derwent Hockey Facebook page and they'll have links to how you can donate for the Pink Socks Day. But at the moment, Grundy has found himself inside the circle. Loose ball, diving on it was Thomas. Chambers helped clear the danger, and OHA somehow survive an early attempt on their goal from Derwent. Liam Grundy found himself in a good position inside the circle. Good work from Keegan Popovsky to keep it in too. And there was bodies flying everywhere right in front of goals. And instead OHA survived. So at the moment, Derwent just reloading once again. Vickery on the left hand side now. OHA defence seems pretty compact, not really allowing too much space for passes to get through. And so they're going to have to do it the hard way, Derwent. Angus Bolton shows them the way, runs it along the baseline with a bit of skill and wins a penalty corner. I've lost count of how many penalty corners Derwent have had in this match. They had a string of 5 or 6 just towards the end of that first half. And pretty much all of them were run down by Jake Morton, who, for this particular penalty corner, he is not part of the defensive battery. He's wandering back to the half line. I think he's worn quite a few on the legs of that first half, so might not be able to get up to top speed at the moment. Interesting to see what OHA do for their penalty corner defence this time around though. Oh, and he's hit the post. Drag flick from Winch. Beats Chambers in goals, but hits the post. Leslie has Budgeon out. He's also got McCambridge. He wanted to go to Bridley on the opposite side though. It was intercepted, but it's fallen back to Budgeon once again. Looks to try and get it out to Bridley on the far side. And for the third time, Derwent prevent Budgeon from getting any further towards the attacking circle for OHA. Kurt Budgeon over the top of it. Around the tackle of Vickery. Past the stick of Bowen as well. They'll have a free hit deep in there, inside their attacking 23 on the left-hand side. It's Oliver Smith over the top of it. Goes all the way back to Thomas, and Thomas will like this. Chance to pick out a pass, but there's Josh Mardell cutting it off and then immediately launching a counter-attack. And Liam Grundy has tried to put it in the path of Angus Bolton, and Angus Bolton's has given Grundy a filthy look because that pass would have been hard for anyone to run down, let alone Angus Bolton, who's just streamed out of defence, looking to get on the end of that, and he wasn't too happy about that pass from Grundy. Bolton is the leading goal scorer in the competition at the moment with 10. So Derwent will be looking to get him in a few better positions in attack. Take advantage of such a great goal scorer. Was the competition's leading goal scorer last season too, so he's a multiple all-star player, so Angus Bolton, one of the stars of the competition. Budgeon over to 23. Good tackle from Broadby. Umpire disagrees. Penalty corner. to Kurt Budgeon, good receive. Attacking, got into the 23, and I think it was McCarthy with the tackle. And umpire Aaron Kitchener has obviously seen something. Tackle was from behind, so the defender really has to be clean in that situation. It's actually Broadby. Tom Broadby running back. His tackle on Budgeon. And it's penalty corner, so OHA, their best chance in this second half so far. It's Thomas again with another drag flick, and Lyndon McCarthy has run that one down. We could be in for a repeat performance from what we saw in the first half, because Lyndon McCarthy, you think Jake Morton's got a reputation for wearing a lot of hits running out on the penalty corner defence. Lyndon McCarthy is probably a bigger reputation. Oh, and Thomas has absolutely sunk that one into the same right-hand corner of the goalkeeper that he did his first one, and that's number 2 on the board. Big, powerful, low drag flick. James Thomas has 2, OHA has 2. And that might change the complexion of this match. No longer a Derwent just chasing the game to get level. Now they have to fight their way back into the contest. Trying to do that straight away as Broadby runs down left wing, and it is yet another card for the tackle. OHA back down to 10. Vickery has a man in Winch. Good ball across the face of goal. Just deflected wide by the OHA defence. Derwent will reset from the left-hand side instead. Mardell back to Vickery, so same. Winch wide once more. This time the cross isn't on. It goes back to Vickery, now Mardell. Attempting down the left-hand side. Entry, Ned Painter slows them up and wins the free hit. So we're just starting to see the difference that just being a little bit cleaner inside your circle and with your opportunities makes, because you'd have to say for chances on goal, it's relatively even between these two sides. The general play, relatively even. OHA are 2-0 up at the moment though, because the opportunities that they've been given, they've taken. Here's a chance for McCarthy. He takes the shot and Henry Chambers comfortably saves it. Now an entry from Mardell, and once again Chambers does the defensive work. Henry Chambers is of course selected as part of the Australian under-21 extended squad that's having a training camp up on the Gold Coast over the next week. So Chambers will fly out after this match to go and join the Australian under-21 extended squad, and he'll be hoping to impress and win himself a spot in the Junior World Cup squad that'll compete in the Junior World Cup later on at the end of the year, if everything of course goes to plan with all the things that are happening in the world at the moment. Turner. Good tackle from Mardell. Struggled to get around Budgeon, and Budgeon's able to hold him up. You can see he really wanted to get that moving. Long pass from Mardell is a good one to Bolton. Bolton has Leslie and Keating in front of him. Puts it to the top of the circle. Good little touch from Anchor, but the ball has fallen in favour of OHA instead. Budgeon, well, that's lazy defending from Winch really, and Vince is able to get into the circle, fire a shot away. Great save from Magnus McCausland. Don't think Harry Winch is going to be happy when he sees that back on the replay. He was a little bit lackadaisical on that one, and Jaden Vince is in good form the last couple of weeks, and he's the last player you want to give half a chance to. Things starting to fall in OHA's favour. Both of these sides are at, you would say, as close to full strength as you're probably likely to see for the season as well. So it is currently an interesting test for both sides. OHA will be very happy with how things are going at the moment. I think for Derwent, you'd only say maybe Hugh Flassman is the one to come back in, and maybe Stuart Webb to get a little bit more playing time under the belt. OHA certainly pretty much at full strength. Maybe only missing Jacques Strashkovitz-Wade, who had a good start to the year and looked good in his time as part of the OHA defence. But he might find it hard to break into that back four at the moment if OHA are going to be playing Keating, Leslie, Thomas and Morton alongside Jackson Turner. So now Thomas wants a long pass, goes overhead. Oliver Smith now to the run of Mac Winch on his reverse. Good work from Bolton back to affect that shot. Smith. Leslie running on the right. Looks towards the top of the circle once more. Mardell is intercepting in that position and launching a counter-attack for Derwent. Now Anchor on the right. He's got to run it deep in Popovsky. He does send it that way. Popovsky's on it. Onto the foot of the defender. And he'll just hold it up briefly for support to arrive from Harrison Winch. Winch attempts to make the entry, but it's blocked. Now Derwent will attempt from the left-hand side instead. They go wide. McCarthy along the baseline, and he's won a penalty corner. So Derwent now 2-0 deficit, but if they're able to get one back here late in the third quarter, that could open the match back up for them in the final 15. So they haven't been that great from the set piece so far in this match, nor really in their field goal attempts either. They do have Winch, Bolton and Anchor lined up once again on top of the battery. Let's see what they do. It's a wide push to Vickery instead, and his shot is onto the foot of Keating, and I would have thought that that might have been another penalty corner, but it is an OHA free hit instead, so I can only assume that it was high and going wide as the initial shot. But OHA survived once again, and Derwent once again didn't make the most of their penalty corner. I don't know whether that was just a bad push or whether it was a deliberate variation, but everything they've tried so far hasn't worked, and OHA in attack with McCambridge, and once again that man Joshua Mardell with the important defensive tackle, intercept and release into attack. He's had a very, very good game once again. Ridley now on the fast attack. No options really. Uses McCambridge, who was running in support behind. Webb with the tackle prevents OHA from going any further in that phase. Running the baseline now, penalty corner. So again, the pattern of this match has been really quickly changing between attack and defence for both sides. You wouldn't say any side has really developed any kind of momentum in this match, because it's gone back and forth so quickly between two of the most attacking sides, the two most attacking sides in the men's competition at the moment. So you'd expect nothing less, but OHA with a penalty corner. James Thomas lined up once again, will look for a hat-trick. I wouldn't put it past him. He does go for the flick. He goes low to the right instead and puts it wide. The seconds tick away. This third quarter close to being over, but Anchor in an attack for Derwent. Good tackle from Oliver Smith. Long pass attempted down the right-hand line from Morton. Cut off. Now they'll have one more attempt. You might think one goal in them. Instead it's Derwent. Bowen, now Popovsky. Trying to get his forwards to run into space, and instead you can see what he was looking, but it was Lyndon McCarthy up forward and Paul Anchor, and neither of them had any energy left in the tank to make any sort of attacking run, and they just wanted it, or they really just sat behind the OHA defence hoping it got through. Mardell long into the circle. That did fall for Anchor, and he throws his hands up in the air and says, what about a penalty corner? I don't think there was any real danger there. And that is the close of the third quarter. It is OHA with a 2-0 lead. James Thomas has sunk 2 penalty corner drag flicks. Final quarter underway here at the Tasmanian Hockey Centre. It's Derwent in the dark blue and pink socks versus OHA in the green. It is round 8, 2021 Premier League men's match, and you are of course a subscriber to the Mercury if you're watching this live stream. Top of the table clash here, and it's 2-0 OHA with James Thomas, both goals, and both from the penalty corner drag flick, and both to the exact same spot as well, low to the keeper's right. OHA would be feeling very comfortable with the position this match is in currently. Derwent haven't stopped attacking all day though, so it's not like they've been outplayed, they've just been outscored, if that makes any sense, which I'm sure if you're hockey lovers and you're sports lovers, you will understand entirely. Both sides have actually created a number of chances on goal, so really their conversion rates haven't been great with their chances, but it is of course OHA with 2 on the board, and that's what counts. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Derwent were able to make a contest of this and find an extra couple of goals in these final 15 minutes of the match remaining. But of course the OHA defence has been very, very, very good. Led of course by Henry Chambers in the goals and Nick Leslie and James Thomas back there in key defensive posts too. At the start of the year you might have said that the OHA defence might have been a weak point for them, but I think what they've done with it over the first couple of months of competition has really strengthened their defence, and it looks quite solid now. So they have the makings of a title challenger, really, with some of the things they've got going for them. So this would be a very handy result for OHA to give them confidence that they can, of course, match it with and knock off the current competition leaders in Derwent. No slouches themselves though, Derwent. They have a number of attacking weapons, very strong defence themselves. As Morton starts an attack for OHA and continues his run through. Josh Mardell has been phenomenal today in that defensive role, and once again he makes the big important tackle. Starts off another attacking move for Derwent. His stocks have risen dramatically in the last couple of years. He was part of the 2019 Tassie Tigers Hockey 1 side. His first taste of National League competition, and since then he's gone on to be the Association Best and Fairest for 2020, and he's having another stellar season so far. Budgeon, another player who was part of that Tigers 2019 side, made his debut for the Tasmanian senior team, and he'll be hoping to be part of that group once again in 2021 as they load up for the second edition of that competition. But it's OHA in attack through Morton down the right hand side. Twists, turns, puts it back to the spot. McCambridge over the top of it. Ball still loose. Fired in by Budgeon, and diving is Magnus McCausland. He gets a big glove to it and sends it flying over the top of the goals. And Ned Painter receives it wide in the circle and just comfortably puts it on the foot of the defender and wins one more penalty corner. There has been quite a few penalty corners in this match already. We have only seen 2 converted, and they were both OHAs and both James Thomas. So would not be surprised at all to see James Thomas once again go for the drag flick and once again go low to the keeper's right, try and claim a hat-trick in this match and really seal it. First runner, Lyndon McCarthy for Derwent, has broken, so he's stepped off the line before the ball was injected as part of the penalty corner, and he is told to leave the penalty corner defence, go back to the half line. Now there'll just be 3 defenders and the goalkeeper for Derwent defending this penalty corner. Gone for the second battery instead, not Thomas. Magnus McCausland makes another big save. It's fallen to McCambridge. Opportunity there inside the circle for OHA, but Derwent straight away wanted to get the ball moving, but no options further up the line, and so they're forced to transfer it back to the right. Vickery goes in the middle now. Winch. Again, no options. Struggling to pick out a pass, and Vickery's pass is intercepted by Budgeon. Here's Bridley. Puts it onto the foot of Mardell. Penalty corner. And Josh Mardell insistent that that one didn't touch his foot at all. He'll probably want to have a close look at the replay on that one himself, but it is a penalty corner. It is OHA who have it. We'll set up Vickery. Not a great pass. As I said, there weren't many options either. He's given it straight up to the defender, and Isaac Bridley running it into the circle and won the penalty corner. Thomas decides to go one left. Doesn't work out for them, but it is a second penalty corner, and OHA will load up once again. A little bit surprising that they went for the variation. I would have thought 2-0 lead. James Thomas has already fired in a couple of drag flicks. Why not just keep him going? Keep riding that train. It is Thomas directly again. Oh, I thought I saw the net move, and it was wide instead. Off a defender, so just for a moment there I thought Thomas had got his third, but it is a 23 restart instead. Overlap from Jackson Turner, wants the big entry, doesn't get onto it and sends it over the baseline instead, so sigh relief for the moment for Derwent. They've survived that, but they're still 2-0 down with time starting to tick away. Time's really not on their side anymore. They're going to need to pull something out of the bag now if they're to get back in this match. OHA just looking very comfortable now. They know that they don't need to take too many big risks. And as a result, their defence is just compacted, and it's made it really hard for Derwent to pick out passes. We know Derwent like to go long. And now Harry Lynch has turned it over, and Isaac Ridley streaming away down the left-hand side. Does manage to beat the tackle of Mardell, but it was through a stick obstruction, so he gets the free hit called against him. Mardell cross-field pass to the left-hand side, but Popovsky can't link up with Grundy. Starting to look a little bit desperate, some of their play, Derwent, as this contest slips away from them. An ambitious pass from Thomas directly to Mardell, who intercepts through the middle, but turned over. Budgeon wants to go direct as well, but this time Webb steps in front of McCambridge and cuts it off. See, both these sides love to go long, love the long pass, and are confident enough in their abilities to take it quite often. Didn't quite work out for either of them in those last couple of minutes. Now the ship's down the right-hand side. Vickery intercepting this time. On his reverse, attempts to clear it, and instead he puts it straight into his teammate Grundy, who's gone down to the ground in a little bit of pain. Turner into attack. McCambridge didn't get to take the shot in the end. Raised the ball onto his body. Grundy makes his way off the field for Derwent. Looks like an injured wrist. And a mistrap wide by Anchor. Gives OHA a chance to slow things down. Take a few more seconds off the clock. Overhead from Thomas. Gets past all defenders. McCambridge just forgets the last part of that equation to make the trap once it gets through them all. And now Derwent attacking, but Mac Winch with the intercept. So again, we see both sides, string a couple of long passes together, get up forward, and then end up giving away a counter-attacking opportunity. So the match has stayed in this pattern pretty much throughout, as it's Vince's turn to attack. He's got Vickery in front of him. Doesn't like his chances, and Vickery makes the tackle in the end, knocks it over the sideline. So Vince leaves it for Budgeon instead. Budgeon almost went on his reverse, in fact does. Crosses it into the circle. Who got the final touch on that? It was the goalkeeper. Morton, entry. Battle on for possession. Vickery wins it. McCarthy wants to go overhead as soon as possible. Leslie acrobatically brings it down. Got two in front of him and beats them both. Picks out a pass to Budgeon. Budgeon just struggling to bring that one under control and ends up giving away possession in the midfield. Bolton moves it quickly. He's playing very deep indeed. Broadby was attacking there, and Thomas, with the eventual tackle, slowed him down. Well, I think time is going to beat Derwent here. I can't see this match changing too dramatically in the final few minutes remaining, especially with the way it's been played. Both sides happy to attack, have got forward regularly, but it's really that stuff in and around the circle that hasn't been particularly clean from either side. It's just OHA have taken their chances and scored. Derwent will be disappointed that they haven't. And that one, once again, beating everyone. The ball makes its way across face of goal through the circle and out the other side. Now Budgeon on the end of a long ball. He's got two to beat. We know he's got four to beat. But he's got support runners on his left. Harry Winch cuts it out. And now Popovsky down the right-hand side. Anchor, deep. Recycles it back out. Winch, Popovsky wants to make an entry. This time it's James Thomas with a cutout. That has fallen for Budgeon, and he's missed the trap, although the umpires have blown the whistle for a free hit further back up the pitch for Derwent. Good run from Broadby. He fires away a shot from the top of the circle and sends it wide. And that just about sums up Derwent's day. Being able to create chances but haven't been able to get anything really clean on Henry Chambers. And Chambers has, of course, had a little bit to do. He's been busy in the OHA net, but hasn't really been directly tested. We've seen Magnus McCausland, his opposite number at the other end for Derwent, make a few big saves himself. Once again, Derwent attacking. McCarthy falls over. Shot by Bolton, and difficult to see just exactly how that missed, but I think Bolton's just put it wide. He was in a good position. The ball fell nicely for him, but in close range, he seems to have just put it wide. So not long remaining in this match at all. Derwent still pressing. Still looking for something inside the circle. Broadby has been good the last couple of minutes, and he wins a penalty corner. And they will line up at the top of the circle in hope that they can create something that gets them a goal. do suspect that even if they do score, it might be too little too late. But it still is only a 2-0 lead, and there is enough time, you might say, for a very quick play to get 2. I'm being very optimistic for Derwent though, because the pattern of this match so far doesn't suggest that that's likely to happen. And it's run down. So that penalty corner plays out much like all the other penalty corners played out for Derwent. Run down, and OHA survive once again. And the siren will sound. The players have started shaking hands already. It's a 2-0 win to OHA, and they will be very happy with that result. That does tie things up on the top of the ladder in terms of points between these two sides. I think goal difference will be the deciding factor, and off the top of my head, I don't know who's got the better goal difference. I suspect it might be Derwent, but I think it's very, very close. That does confirm that these two sides are the best two in the competition, though. So a good attacking match, probably a little light on for goals than what we expected at the start of the match, but a good win for OHA in the end. Now stay tuned.